Welcome to Don't Quote Me, a podcast brought to you by Marshfield Insurance, where we shine a spotlight on businesses that drive our local economy, the events that bring us together, and the incredible people behind it all. Whether you're a lifelong local, a new neighbor, or just curious about what makes our area special, you're in the right place. From Main Street shops to hidden gems, county fairs to community fundraisers, and the friends and supporters who make it all happen, we're here to tell the stories that matter. So grab a coffee, settle in, and let's celebrate Central Wisconsin one conversation at a time. Welcome back to the Don't Quote Me podcast. I'm your host, Nick Arnold. We've been away for a bit, but we are bringing you an event that's right around the corner. Typically, or at least the last couple of years in April, there's been a benefit, Jolene's Angels. And I'm here with the founders of the benefit, James Nowak, Carson Nowak, and Addie, or is it Addison? How do we prefer it? Addie? All right. The Nowak family. The Nowak family lost their wife and mother in 2020 to Non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, correct? About 6 years ago. And since then, you guys have started a benefit for the last 6 years. So before we get into the event that's right around the corner, I want to learn a little bit about your situation and kind of journey through that process. So a little bit about Jolene. When did you first learn of her diagnosis?
It would have been in December of 2019. She started having headaches and was very fatigued, and we knew something was going on, but we really didn't know what. And then in January, she had a few bumps that showed up. And she was having the headaches yet and still fatigued. So we went in and got seen. And right away, the ER doctor kind of saw the symptoms and kind of knew what it was, she figured.
Right out of the gate?
Right out of the gate. And so we went they did an MRI, and the next day she was already admitted, and we were starting treatments the following week. And it was like a Friday that she was admitted, and they were just getting everything set so they could start treatments on the next Monday. And then she went through 6 rounds of chemo the first time, and no radiation at that time, but we came out clear in about May that everything looked good. Or was on the right track. And then through the next 3 months, she started to develop a little more pain in her leg. And by August, we found out that it was back.
August of which year? That same year?
2020.
Yeah,
Yep.
2020.
And so then we went through the whole chemo again. And this time we tried some radiation. The radiation seemed to help, seemed to knock it out of the place. So it felt good, but it wasn't quite clear. She had a really rare one that just wouldn't clean up completely. So in 2021, I think I'm getting my years screwed up here. It was 2018, 2019 that we actually discovered it, because 2020 we decided to go and do a treatment down in Madison or Milwaukee at Freighter, and it was a special treatment that we could do. And that went really well. We thought that we had it clear. We came back in May again, and they said everything looked good. And then in the beginning or the end of May, we found that it was back. From that point on, she decided that she was done fighting, and she was going to put all her effort into spending time with us and see the rest of it out. So
there's definitely periods of we thought we licked this thing, and then just coming back the other direction, huh?
First 2 times we really thought we did, and I think the third time, when after getting back from Milwaukee, we kind of just knew that you're never safe with it. And so we were kind of still preparing for the worst.
Right. Well, what advice, given what you guys have dealt with, would you give to families that are diagnosed with cancer or any similar disease that could take them through a journey like you guys have all dealt with? What advice could you give those families?
I'd say just take all the time that you have with them and use it. Don't take it for granted because you never know how much time you have left.
Yeah, I agree. Like, just live every moment to its fullest.
Yeah, I think when you first get it, you need to take a step back and take a deep breath and understand what's going on, and really kind of strategize out what you're going to do to correct it, fix it, or who you want all involved to help along the journey, if that makes sense.
It totally does, and thanks for sharing what you can. I think whether you're, I would imagine, I obviously don't know, but whether you're a year away from it, 6 years away from it, or 60 years away from it, thinking back and that time is hard, but sharing your situation is certainly helpful, I think, to families that are dealing with situations down the road. And that's kind of what this benefit's all about. A little bit more about Jolene. How would you describe Jolene to somebody that comes to the event, and we'll get to the event, but how would you describe her to somebody who's never met her? Carson, we'll start with you.
Probably the nicest person you've ever met.
Yeah, I think she was just like caring for everyone, no matter like who it was. She just cared about them.
Well, that was her occupation, right?
Right. Yeah, she was a therapist. So she always put everybody else first.
Yeah. No, I gather that from I had the opportunity to meet her a few times while you guys were hanging out as a family at I think a restaurant one evening, and all the feedback that I get from everybody that volunteers at the event, and you guys, just a wonderful person. What trait do you see in yourself that she had that maybe has, now been continued in yourself?
That's a hard one. Like by trait, do you mean like personality trait or just
Anything? Yeah, personality. Is there anything that she did that you're like, oh man, that's something that I do now, and just kind of became a thing for you in her absence?
We used to read a lot together, so now I do like reading.
Man, I need to do more of that. How about you, Addie?
Well, I think I get told this a lot, but I think like my smile and my laugh are a lot like hers, so that's what I get. Like that's what I think reminds me of her.
Yeah, I think they both have that put everybody else first attitude for a trait. I think I learned that I learned to take her strength to be a single parent and deal with it after.
Yeah.
It really helped with everything that we're going through.
James, you're doing a great job. Now, converting this loss into something that can help others. What was the moment where you decided, we're going to turn this into a benefit to help other people? Like, what was the moment you decided? How did you come about that?
So when she passed, it was in the middle of COVID, and in the middle of COVID, you couldn't have your normal funeral process. And she didn't really want that. She wanted it to be a celebration of life more. So we started off we had the funeral and all that, and then we started off going to have a celebration of life towards the end of November in 2020. And when we had a meeting to plan it, everybody kind of got on the same page that why don't we throw a benefit with it and just kind of make some money for a good cause and help somebody else in need, because that's what she would have wanted to do. And so from there, that's where we came up with Jolene's Angels like right away, because it was just family, a few family members and a few friends, really close friends of hers, and somebody just talked about how she was an angel, and then her name just got put in front of it, and that's where we ran with it. It was never meant to be probably what it is today. We thought it was going to be a 1-year celebration of life show, and that was it. But once we got into it, it just evolved and kept evolving, because every time we have an event, it feels like we're doing her a good deed and keeping her spirit alive with it.
Oh, it's evolved. I mean, the last couple of years, and obviously the most recent year is front of mind for myself. And we've had, and we'll talk about where it is this year, but at the location, it was just absolutely packed. You've got a lot of things going on at the event. So let's talk about the event, and thank you for sharing some backstory about Jolene. It's not always easy to talk about those things, so we appreciate the backstory. So we are on our 6th annual, correct?
Yep.
Okay. What makes this charity a little different than all the other charities that are out there?
So what I think makes it different is all the funds that we raise go back to a local family. And the committee and my board and committee / they all sit down, and we always make it a priority of picking somebody that's in need and somebody that has the same characteristics and traits that Jolene had. Really selfless people that really need a hand up to help battle whatever they're fighting at the time.
Like, who are some of the families obviously there's been, so each individual family, we've had 5 individuals and families that have been affected with a similar disease. Can you talk about their situations, maybe just a couple of them, and who the benefit is assisted?
Yep. When we started out, the first benefit was for Axton Kurzweil. Axton's family went through a lot. They lost a brother and a son earlier with cancer. They were the best family to start out with because they really been through it all, and they really didn't want anything. They didn't want any. A lot of people think it's about publicity. It's not. It's about helping somebody in need. They were the best, I think, because they started the whole thing. Because when we raised the first benefit, raised about $25,000, and they were like, we only want 15. We want you to give some of that money back to other families and other people that could use it. And they gave us a couple names, and so we did that, and that's where it kind of went through the years. We'd always, when I talk to the families or go and introduce myself and ask them if we can help them, they're always, no, we don't need any help. Somebody else needs more. But then when they come around and they want the assistance, they're always like, hey, can you help this family out too? Or can you give a little money back here? And we're like, yeah, wherever it needs to be going. So usually every year we probably help about 2 to 3 families, depending on what it is. The majority of the money goes to the big sponsor family that we choose. Throughout the years, we had 5 big families or 4 big families that we did, and then one year we doubled up and did 2 families and split it because they both were in the same circumstances, and it was 2 little kids that needed help. Yeah. So we've done 4 out of the 5 years so far have been towards cancer. One was with Stacy Struby, I believe. She had a liver issue too that we helped with, just like this year that we're doing with Christine Featherweights. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's kind of what we're there for. We're not just there for the cancer. We're there for anybody going through some kind of illness or hardship that we need to help them with. And
so this year, you mentioned Chris Featherweights. Yep. Her situation was it liver related?
Yes,
that okay?
It is. I can't remember exactly what it is, but it is liver related, and that's where this year, the 5 years that we've been doing it, I really thought last year was going to be the last year doing it. Mm-hmm. I had goals in mind when we started that once we got over $50,000 in donations or donating to one family or one event, I'd be done. And last year we did about $65,000 in donations. Wow. And so I was all ready to be done. But my board and my committee and then these 2 joined it. And they actually picked Chris because Chris is a former teacher of theirs.
Wonderful. Yeah, I think it's great that you guys keep it going. I know there's a lot of planning. I've been able to sit in on some of those planning meetings this year. You have a great group. Let's talk a little bit about that group that you've chosen to help. Now with the kids getting involved, we've got Susie Decker on there. Let's see who else we got.
Connie Halverson.
Yes, Connie.
Mel.
We're not going to leave anybody out. We'll remember James.
We have Mel. We have Jamie. Last names are a little bit trouble for me with them.
Yeah.
We got you, and we got the other Nick McCully. I said Connie already. And then these two, and then me. I think it's 9 people.
Yeah.
And they're just everybody that I put on my team. They either knew Jolene or have a trait of theirs. And we have just a perfect team because we have somebody from marketing. We have some salespeople that are willing to talk to anybody to get out and sell raffle tickets, get out and get sponsors, get whatever we need. We have one person that's really organized and takes care of everything. We all know her. She's Connie. We just have a good variety.
I thought that was me.
Right?
No.
We fit on the other side.
Yeah.
But we just have the right mix. And I think that's what makes it easy. It's, there's a lot that goes into posting a benefit and doing it year over year. But we really have gotten into we're pros at it, where we can almost pull it off with 2 months of planning, and that's about it.
Yeah.
They kind of get on me a little bit, which is good because they should. I procrastinate with it till the very end to get it moving, and they're like wanting to go, and that's the kind of team you need.
It's a team effort,
right?
I mentioned their names: Jamie Kuth. I apologize, Jamie, and Connie and Mel and Susie, myself, you, Nick McCully. Now the kids keep wanting it to continue. With the amount that you've raised, I mean, we're talking 50 to 60,000 for a family. That's huge. We at Marshfield Insurance for a couple of years did a benefit for Alzheimer's, and I know all the planning that goes into that. You have an incredible group to keep this going and for it to be sustainable. It's one of those things that unfortunately I think we do need. I mean, obviously we all know families going through different situations, and we have one this year again for Chris Featherweights, and anybody can come and be a part of this, and it's a really great time. So that event's going to be held on April 11th at Bakersville Sports Bar, starting at what time?
Noon is the kickoff for registration for bingo, purse bingo. 1 o'clock bingo starts, and then at 3:30 we have our first band coming in, Schmidt band, or Jerry and
Yeah, it's the Jerry Schmidt band, right?
It is.
That's they're well known in the area. Yeah.
And then we have another band coming in after that, after we go through all the raffles and all the prizes.
That is Black Hole Suns, and I think they're 7 p.m.
7 p.m.
So those that don't know that band, so we've got Jerry Schmidt, pretty much more country, would we say? Okay. And then around 7 o'clock, the Black Hole Suns are starting, and I would categorize that in the late 90s, early 2000s rock. So anybody can come down and join the benefit, right? Don't have to know the family. Don't have to know them. Us. It's April 11th at Bakersville Sports Bar. Starts with registration at noon. Purse bingo. What's purse bingo for those that don't know?
Yeah, purse bingo. It took me a while to get around that concept, but
that's the planning committee.
It is. Well. They brought it up and they wanted to run with it, and it's been a huge hit. So basically, it's just bingo where you got a chance to win a purse. I've seen mostly women attend that, but the guys do come and hang out and check out the raffle baskets. There's some prizes for them too.
Guys can win purses and give them as gifts, or maybe you're a purse guy. I don't know, but anybody is welcome, right?
They could. But yeah, it's usually, I would say, since we've been at Bakerville, we've had anywhere throughout the day 200 to 700 people come up and show up. Like you said before, with the money we raised, I think we started out with $25,000 the first year. We're up to about $180,000 in total raised and given out to families in need. Wow. We expect this year definitely to hit the over 200,000 mark, which is great in 6 years. But everybody's can come out. There will be purse bingo. There will be raffles, raffle baskets. There will be a silent auction. There will be raffle tickets. We have $20 raffle tickets. We'll be doing some 50/50s. There will be wristbands for beer and some other type of drink. So it should be a good time.
Yeah, there's a wine pull wine pull. The raffle tickets, you don't have to be present to win. You can still buy them here at Marshfield Insurance as well. First prize, $1,500, and it goes down from there to $1,250, $500. But there are a number of winners out of the raffle tickets. Obviously, all proceeds go towards the benefit. We talked about the bands. Again, that's open to the public. Can show up as early as noon, and it goes till late in the evening, or however late the band plays, I would say. Sponsors. There's a lot of sponsors for this event. Without those sponsors, it couldn't happen. Are there still some sponsorships available?
There are. We have a few slots with the platinum sponsor of $750 left. We have a few at $500, which would be the gold sponsor, and then we also have a bunch of silver sponsors left at $250. And you can do a $100 sponsor if you want, and be just a friend of Jolene's. That's what we put on the board. So we have plenty of sponsor room that we won't turn anybody away.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just a great thing to be a part of the community that way. I see a lot of businesses out there. I would start listing them off, but there's a ton of sponsorship out there. If you show up at the event, you'll see all the banners there with the names there, and 500, 600, 700 people show up throughout the day. So it's a good way to advertise, but more so to give back to the community, a family in need, and there is sponsorship available. What's the easiest way for somebody to sponsor the event right now?
They can email us at jolenesangels at gmail.com.
Yeah, otherwise there's a Facebook page. I think if
Facebook
you DM
too.
the Facebook page, we'll find you.
That would be a best way.
Yeah. What does it say about the community that so many people show up to this event? The Marshfield community area, Edgar, Stratford, that all central Wisconsin community. I mean, the numbers that show up for this event are amazing. You guys have a pretty good circle, but what would you say about the community showing up and supporting that?
Oh, I think it's huge. I think that was one of the things that helped us through our journey. Our community backed us, and it's just so exciting to see everybody come out and sponsor and be a part of the event in a day and get behind whatever family we're doing or whatever we're believing in. There are so many people that reach out that say they never knew that we were doing this. And I get probably every year 2 or 3 calls from some friend that was a friend of Jolene's that's like, wow, you guys are doing this? We never knew it, da-da-da-da, and they show up the next year. And it's like, or they'll send a cash donation or something just to be a part of it, because there's so many people that want to be a part of it. And I think they want to be because they know the person that, a lot of people know the people that we're picking as our sponsoring family, and that's where they get right behind. They know it's going to somebody in the community, and it's going for a good cause, so there's just so much support.
Yeah, we have a great community for that, and more so, you've got a great circle of friends that show up, and then obviously the benefiting family has a lot of support that way. It's been a great success. Carson and Addie, what does the future hold, being that Dad thought, we might pause, we might hang this thing up for a bit. We've done some good in Mom's name. You guys are coming in and saying, nope, we're going to keep this thing rolling. So what does the future hold, Carson?
Yeah, I never actually knew that we were going to stop it. I don't know if that's
it was a
selective hearing or what that is. I've heard that a lot, but I think that the future is helping as many families as possible. And I know that's always my goal because, like my dad said, a lot of people helped us on our journey, and I feel like we owe it to them to give it back,
How about you, Addie?
Yeah, like the same thing, but I feel like a lot of people helped us when we needed it, and so now us helping other people, and I feel like it's also just a great way to remember my mom and have a day to celebrate her and give back to the community.
Well, you guys are doing a great job, and you can count on me and a lot of other people to support the benefit. I look forward to being at this year's benefit, again, April 11th at Bakersville Sports Bar. I will echo a sentiment I hope you've heard already, in that I know Jolene would be very proud of you guys and what you're doing. James, from one dad to another, you're crushing it. I see the way your kids are turning out, and they're amazing kids, and that is just a testament to what type of parent you are. And it's not easy having a full-time job and doing that with 2 kids, and they want to take this benefit over we're very excited about that. So yeah, thank you for doing what you guys do for the community. And anybody listening, hopefully if you haven't showed up yet before, you will do so now this year on April 11th at Bakersville Sports Bar. We'll see you at noon or really any time throughout the day because there's events going on throughout the day, correct? Anything else you guys would like to add about the event?
No, we hope to see everybody there. We appreciate all the donations and all the sponsors and all the people that do show up throughout the years, and we're hoping this year's the best benefit yet. So
I think we're heading in that direction. So it's amazing how one life can continue changing other lives after it's gone. Jolene's Angels isn't just a fundraiser. It's a reminder that love, generosity, and community can outlive tragedy. Again, join us on April 11th, Bakersville Sports Bar in Marshfield for fun and for a great cause starting at noon. Thanks for tuning in. Nowaks, thanks for joining us, taking time out of your day to talk about this. Like and follow us on Facebook, Marshfield Insurance. Subscribe, YouTube, Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. We'll see you next time.